Yeah, so I just took a shower, so try not to stare at my hair too much. It's wet. I am aware of it. I'm busy today. I don't have much time to record. Okay? Also, before I begin, please remember to like and subscribe. I'm getting very close to hitting 5 billion subscribers, so it would be nice if you would help out in me reaching that goal. Anyways, hello guys, guys and gamers, and welcome back to another video. So today I really want to discuss with you a Nintendo franchise that I just don't see many people talking about. Like, usually when talking about like niche Nintendo franchises, people bring up series like F-Zero and maybe even stuff like Golden Sun. You know, stuff that hasn't had a game in quite a while. Now, it's not exactly as bad for this franchise, yet I never see anyone talk about this franchise. What franchise is it? It is Pilot Wings. Now, Pilot Wings is basically just a flight simulation video game made by Nintendo. The series has three games: the original SNES one, then we had Pilot Wings 64, and then like 15 years after that, a complete surprise to everyone. We saw the return of Pilot Wings with Pilot Wings Resort, which was a launch title for the 3DS, and that one is a really fun game and one of the fond memories I have with 3DS. So I definitely do like Pilot Wings Resort. It was kind of like a mix of the original Pilot Wings, but also Wii Sports Resort. So very interesting, and it actually took place in Wuhu Island, which is the famous sports island of the Nintendo Wii era. The reason why I don't see a lot of people talking about this franchise is because it's fairly simplistic and also never really sold well. I think the 3DS version barely didn't sell over a million copies, which even stuff like ARMS sells over a million copies. ARMS did fairly well for the Nintendo Switch, but 3DS launch game Pilot Wings Resort didn't even do that. And I think the only game in the series that has passed over a million copies, and that is barely, is the 64 version. So, yeah, it's never been a very financially successful series, and not a lot of people are aware of it. And the gameplay itself is fairly simplistic as well. You just go around with different aerial vehicles. You do sort of like missions, or in the 3DS version, I think there's also like free roam where you can just explore the island, like I talked about previously, and find like balloons or uh, points of interest. And when you have collected them all, you have collected them all. Great job. So there's not much into these games, but they are still like very relaxing. I especially love the 3DS version. I can just, if I feel like I just feel like playing something calm and relaxing, I might as well pick up Pilot Wings Resort and just fly around in the jetpack and find like different balloons and just go around. It's fun. I like the Woohoo Island theme, and it's just fun going around. But I don't think it is very likely, like because of the success of the franchise and just how many people seem to be talking about it. That is, no one, that it would get a sequel or another game in the franchise anytime soon. Well, and that is really unfortunate to me because I do like the franchise. But if I were a game designer for Nintendo, I am already a game designer, so good for me. Unfortunately, not working for Nintendo, which, there's still some progress to be made. So, but if I were a game designer for Nintendo, how would I approach making a new Pilot Wings games? I think my main inspiration for the project would be to look at Microsoft Flight Simulator and how they achieved like having this massive world just be fully explorable in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you don't know Microsoft Flight Simulator, the new version, basically what it does, it has the entire globe like made from like aerial view data put into like an actual game. And I think there was a project that was cancelled for the Wii or something where they tried to do something similar where you would have pilot wings in like famous locations all around the world. And while that would be cool, I would just like worlds that are fun to explore. I like going around in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but how the maps are made, they are kind of boring. So I would rather have maps that are made specifically for that game, but still have them be large. Basically, open world pilot wings, what I would go for. It's a lot of resources, of course, but I think the main theme here, I would try to do things. First, open world exploration. I want to just go around this open world where I can fully explore. You can fly around everywhere, and of course it would be massive because you would be controlling aerial vehicles. And if you have a flight simulator, we have a bunch of them already, I feel like. There is, if you want to play a flight simulator, you can find a flight simulator. But what most of those games have is that they are very realistic. And that is not something Nintendo really specializes in. Nintendo is more about that creativity and innovation. So I would definitely go with like a cartoony vibe. But there's another side of Pilot Wings that I could focus on, and that is the multiplayer. It would be fun to just fly around with friends. And you could do some fun, cool multiplayer games for it as well. One thing I was really missing, and I remember this back in the day, because Wii Sports Resort also had a mode where you could fly a plane, I think, or fly something. And that had also like a multiplayer battle, dogfighting, basically plane versus plane combat. Pilot Wings Resort, kind of the sequel to Wii Sports Resort and the new Pilot Wings game, it just didn't have that. And that was really disappointing to me when I first got the game, and I was kind of hoping something like that would be there. And you could definitely expand multiplayer beyond that. You could do multiplayer racing, you could do just like dogfighting, you can do like trick shows, like do who gets the most amount of points in a limited time, can do all sorts of like weird tricks with your plane and that kind of stuff. Maybe if you just have jetpacks, you can do a fun version of like hide and seek. They could also be like capture the flag, and you could invent so many like fun multiplayer games based on just flying around. Another thing that I would like to see in a new Pilot Wings game is just new vehicles. We basically have, I think it was 6 in Pilot Wings Resort, and we had the hang glider, we had jetpack, and we had a regular plane, and then all of those 3 had like another version of them, so 6 in total. But I want to see like more innovation here as well, because you could do like basic stuff like adding helicopters, adding drones, adding hot air balloons or other stuff that flies. But if you're Nintendo, you can go further than that. It would be nice to see like even some like Nintendo collaboration there as well. You could have like the R-Wing from Star Fox, or you could have Link on a Loftwing from the Legend of Zelda series, and just flying around with those would be like super cool, especially if those would be like late game unlockables if you find enough stuff in like the open world, you could unlock new vehicles. Then of course have like more options for the ones that we already have. You have a plane, you could have a biplane, you could have an aeroplane, you could have a jumbo jet, all kinds of like different, just like, even if you do like customization, just aesthetics, different aesthetics, or maybe add stickers to your plane, whatever, it would still be cool and it would bring a lot more into it. When the last game you put out was kind of limited and came out 10 years ago as a launch title for your new system, just to kind of show like, hey, we are in 3D now, there's a lot more you can do. And I feel like Pilotwings fans could like this, could like this. I'm not sure what the Pilotwings fandom wants from any Pilotwings games, because again, I don't see Pilotwings fandom anywhere existence. But if you belong to that fandom, please let me know down in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is how my hair looks when it's a bit more dry. Don't question it. And like I said, if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye. I'm so stylish.